Hello everybody, thank you for joining me again today. I'm Lee from thecraftyspark.co.uk and I made this card recently for a blog hop that I did, and I actually had some really nice comments on it, so thank you very much everybody that commented on the card. A lot of those comments were about this bit, these lovely folds. And I actually had a few messages from people asking me if I could show you how to make a card like this. Now, I must be honest, I wasn't actually going to do this video because it's kind of like, well, I've done that, so I was going to go on to something else. But so many people asked me, I thought, yay, why not? Why not? Because it does look very effective. It does look very pretty. And we all like pretty things, don't we? Let's face it. So that's what today's video is. It's how to make a card like this. Now, I'm not actually using this exact paper. I'm using papers from this set because this particular collection of paper is one of our designer series papers, and it's one of the new ones called Birthday Bouquet. But instead of using these papers, well, actually we are using this one, we're going to be doing it a little bit differently. All right, so I hope you're going to like it. Let me move that out the way. Now, the first thing you are going to need is your Simply scoreboard. Love my Simply scoreboard. I use it on loads and loads of projects. If you haven't got one, drop me a line. I will order you one because they are just the best. You are then going to need, oops, some Blushing Bride cardstock. I had to open it then because I've already scored it, which is a bit naughty, isn't it? But Blushing Bride cardstock that we're using today measures 11.5 inches by 8.25 inches. And all you need to do with this, very simple, is just score it at 5 3/4. That is then making your card base. So it's quite a big card. It's a real nice sized card that we're doing today. Now, next, oops, I haven't cut my paper yet. Sorry, I've only just realised that. Let me just bring in my trimmer. I'm going to be using this one with these lovely ice creams on them. Don't they look nice? I like ice cream. And I'm in a right ice creamy kind of mood, so this is what I'm going to be using. Now, because of the way I'm actually going to do this card, you are going to be able to make 2 cards with this paper. All right, so don't sort of look at it and think, oh, I'm going to be wasting all my paper. You're not. You're actually going to be able to make 2 cards with it. So if you're actually doing a batch of these cards from one piece of 12-inch by 12-inch designer series paper, which is what the Birthday Bouquet comes in, you can actually make 4 cards per sheet. So it's really quite good. Now, what you need to do, first of all, is just cut your piece of designer series paper into 6 inches, because that's what we're going to be working with. We're going to work with a 6-inch strip. Trying to find somewhere to put my trimmer. Right, now I'm going to use my scoreboard because, as you probably know, I like my scoreboard. Now, with your 12 inches going across the top, so we've now got 12 inches by 6 inches. 12 inches going across the top, line it up nice and carefully, and you want to do, using the fat end of your score tool, not the thin end in case you rip your paper, use the fat end. Your first score line is at 2 inches, then 3 inches, then 5, 6, 8, 9, and finally 11. So what you've actually done is you've scored a 2-inch gap, a 1-inch gap, 2-inch gap, 1-inch gap, 2-inch, 1 inch, 2-inch, 1 inch, all the way across. All right, move your scoreboard out of the way. Now you're going to need whoops, I'm going to use my big ruler, I think. No, I'm not. It will go through the trimmer actually. No, it's fine. We're going to go through the trimmer. We're going to use the trimmer. Right, what you want to do grab yourself a pencil and a ruler, whoops, and just mark on your paper 1 inch from the bottom. Actually, I didn't even need a ruler. I could have just used my grid paper, couldn't I? That would have made more sense. So go up by 1 inch. All right, and then on the other side, come down by 1 inch. Oh my word, I think my next door neighbours have just started drilling, so I hope you're not going to be able to hear it on the video. Right, so we've come down 1 inch and made a mark, and we've gone up 1 inch and made a mark. Get your trimmer again, line your paper back up. Oh, locked it. Hang on, I've got my foot sticking down the bottom. Right, now that mark you've just made at the top, put that on the groove. Alright, can you see? I do believe you can. See, there's a groove running down the middle with your trimmer there. That mark you've just made, line that up on that groove. And then line the bottom one. I'll turn it that way, you might be able to see it a bit easier. Line the bottom one up on the groove as well. So you've actually got your paper at a diagonal. Like that. Alright. Once you've got it in the right position, fold it down. Make sure we're definitely in the right place. There we go, that's it. And then just cut it in half. Now you're not going to get right to the very end, simply because of where the blade goes, but it's alright. It's just, well, not even a millimetre, I don't think. But this is now what we're left with. Alright, so we've actually got 1 card, 2 cards. Alright, cool. Put that over there, and then we can fold our paper. So we're folding it in a concertina effect. Make sure you keep your top line nice and straight. Alright, because when I was making this one the other day, I managed to get my top line all squiffy and it ended up looking a bit messy. So I had to start all over again. Not that I do that very often, obviously. Right, that last one, whoops, get around there, let's fold that round. Alright, so you have now folded your paper, and can you see how you can see the design underneath? Looks rather good, doesn't it? Right, grab yourself some double-sided tape, flip it over, and we're going to put some double-sided tape just on the back there, which will hold those folds and obviously will enable us to stick it to the card. So I'll put some there like that. So that has now held all those lovely folds in place. Now the next thing we want to do, bring your card base back in. You need to decide what you're going to put at the bottom. Now on my one, I'm going with these spots because I do like these spots. I think they're ever so pretty. And I'm going to do this sort of confetti looking one for the top, I think, because I like that one as well. So that will go onto there like that. So we need to just trim down the paper because this is just one from where I was using it the other day. I was actually doing a paper share for my team, so I was actually cutting the paper up. But because our card is 5 3/4 wide, I'm actually going to cut this paper to 5 1/2. I think that'll do it. So trim that down to 5 1/2. That will then sit at the bottom like that. All right. I'm going to pop that so that it goes around there, I think, because I want to be able to see a little bit of the paper at the bottom, but not a huge amount. So yeah, like that. I think that looks good, doesn't it? Should we go with that? Yeah, I think so. Right, let's stick that on there then. Now when you stick it on, I would suggest you pop some snail just down that edge as well. Whoops. Because obviously you want that edge to stick. Now I've actually gone right over the edge there and stuck most of that on my paper, which if I rub it really fast, oh, it will come off. If you leave it too long, it actually starts to set and then you've got no chance of getting it off. But as long as you do it quickly, it will come off. So I've got stripped down the edge there. I'm just going to put a couple more just on those sort of pleated folds. I just want to make sure that they're held nicely in place, especially that bottom one because it's quite a wide one. And then I'm going to pop that. Let's just make sure I've got no sticky left on the edge there. That's it. So that's going to go up by, let's say, 1/4 of an inch, shall we? I can use my grid paper to measure it, can't I? So up by about 1/4 of an inch and line it up right along that edge. And then once you've lined up, then you can actually stick it down. All right. Now I did on my other one actually had like a double fold bit going on the end there, but this one I want to leave like this because I want to be able to see a nice big piece of this bit here. All right, otherwise I don't want to end up sort of getting lost down here with all these blobs, dots, plops, whatever you want to call them. Right, so that will be on there like that. Now this piece, which is going to be going at the top, I'm also going to cut that down so that that is 5.5 wide. And how big do I need it? I should have measured this actually first off, shouldn't I, before I started? Let's just have a little look. How big does that need to be? I want to make sure I've got 1/4 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch gap going at the top there. So I'm going to cut it at, what's that say? Can't see it around that way. 2 3/4. That's what I'm going to do. So let's trim that to 2 3/4. There we go. So that will sit nicely on the top there. Is that the right size? That's the right size, isn't it? Yes, that's the right size. Right, so a bit more snail. Whoops, remember to open it, otherwise it doesn't work. Put some snail across the top. Line up your bit of paper that you've just trimmed off nicely. Make sure you're right on the edge. And right on the edge. If you're not absolutely perfectly straight, which, let's be honest, it's quite tricky to get it dead straight, isn't it, when you're cutting different pieces of paper, you could always just pop it back in your trimmer and just slice off that edge like that. Whoops, oh dear, look, I didn't do that very well at all, did I? Oh no, what have I done? Scissors, quick. Hang on, let me just trim that off. There. Uh-oh. Right, let's just trim this side just down slightly as well. Just to make sure that we're nice and straight. Now, because I've trimmed that actually quite a bit, I think I might need to have a fiddle with the top and the bottom. What's that looking like? Yes, I think I shall. Right, I'm just going to trim a little bit more off the top. So this is what happens when you're making cards. You're never going to get it absolutely perfect every single time. Remember, you are not a machine. You are a person. People like to work like machines sometimes, but that is not what we are. We are people, and people need to be a little bit more aware of themselves. Do you know what? I've cut that wonky. Oh dear, I've cut a wonky card. Oh, hang on, let me just straighten myself up again. There'll be none of this card left at this rate, will there? Goodness me. Is that it? Is that better? I'm still wonky. Why have I gone wonky? Oh, you know what it is? It's this side here. That's the wonky bit. So I'm chopping it off the other bits and I shouldn't be. Oh, what a donut. Yes, it is. My goodness, look how wonky that's gone. That's a proper wonky donkey. Oh dear. Excuse me, people. Right. We will have a straight card in a minute. Might not be a very big one, the rate I'm going, but we'll have one. There you go. Oh gosh. There you go. Oh dear. That'll do. That looks good. Oh, what a Wally. Oh, never mind. Right. Okay. Next one. Let's have a look. What have we got here? We have got, this is some of our new ribbon as well. This is yummy. This is the Pool Party Glitter Ribbon. Look at that. That is just delicious. Right, I'm going to stick that on. Ba-dum. Oh, it's all gone wrong now, hasn't it? Hang on. I think that might be too wide. Yeah, I've got some narrower. I think this could be a bit too narrow, but never mind. We'll go with this one for a minute. What I want to do is I want to stick some double-sided tape across the top of that seam. And I also want it to be sticking, there we go, just about, to that top section as well as the bottom section, because now that double-sided tape on the front is holding our pleats flat on the front. You see? Let's peel that off. I can get it off. Me and double-sided tape don't go too well, really, especially not when it's really thin double-sided tape like this. I like the one where you've got that bit where you can just pull it off. Makes life much easier, doesn't it? Right, get yourself some nice pretty ribbon. Now let's try and get this bit straight, shall we? This is the good bit. There we are. If I use my, can use my grid paper, I'm going to line up. Now I'm actually going to fold this round the back of the card as well, so I'm going to go just off the edge there, like that. And can you see how that now breaks the patterns up? Because otherwise you could end up with your patterns looking a little bit messy, couldn't you? If you've got too many patterns all in the same place. But by putting your ribbon on, it helps to break it up a bit more, doesn't it? Makes it look a bit more sort of separated, I suppose is the right word. I'm just flattening those down a little bit. If they stick up too much, there's nothing stopping you putting glue dots or something underneath those, but I mean, you want it pretty flat, but not dead flat, do you? Talking of glue dots, let's just pop a glue dot on the back of this ribbon, and then that will hold that in place on the back of my card. One bit there, and another one just there. There we go. All right, so that's now held in place. That's going to be put on there. Do you know what? It actually looks quite nice, really, doesn't it? Where I've got that wider border going around it. Not actually as bad as I thought it was going to be. Well, that's always good news, isn't it? Now, for our next bit of prettiness, where's it gone? Ah, there it is. I made a tassel. Look at that. Isn't that a pretty tassel? And I actually made the tassel out of the ribbon. Clever, isn't it? And I think my tassel is going to go just there, like that, so that it's actually got something sort of hanging down this last bit here. Yeah, I'm going to put that on there. Now what shall I put on top of it? What have I got here? Oh, these are the honeycomb embellishments. As you can see, I haven't got many of these left now. Maybe one of those, do you think? They're a bit fiddly to begin with, these ones. If you're going to put your card in the post, these may not be your best option. Whoops, see what I mean? I told you it was fiddly. Oh, come on, open out for me. Once you've opened them a couple of times, they're all right, but to begin with, they're a bit fiddly because they want to stay folded. Open! Doesn't help, but I haven't got the best grip in the world either, does it? So, trying to work with little fiddly things is not the best one for me. No, oh, goodness. See, when you're actually sticking it on, it's fine because you can stick it and open it at the same time, but I'm not sure I actually want it to go there. Do we want it there? What do you think? Does that look all right there? Well, it's not bad, isn't it? Is it? Isn't it? Isn't it? It's not bad, but I don't know. I think I might do it like I did this one, you know, where I've put the sequins on and I've put the label, the sentiment at the top there. I think I might, yeah, I'm going to put some more of this Blushing Bride sequin on. Hang on, let me just pull it off the roll. There we go. So if we have that and that pretty tassel, how's that? What do you think? Looking good? Looking good? Where should we have it? Should we have it down there or should we have it up there? Decisions, decisions. Do you know what? I'm going to put it there. Like that, I think. Yes, it's going to go there. Right. Now then, how am I going to stick this on? Glue dots, where have you gone? Is it going to go? Is it going to go? I don't think. No, we need to go in the other way. Thought as much. That was a bit silly even trying, wasn't it? There's my pokey tool. Right, let's take off a glue dot. And I'm going to pop it just above, I think. Now, you've probably realised I haven't stuck my card base down yet. And to be honest, I'm not going to. Not just yet. Right, there's my tassel. There's my sequins. I'll put the sequins on top of the tassel, you see, and it will help to hold the tassel in the same place, in the right place. There we go. I think I might just nip one of those off just a little bit, make it a bit shorter. There we go. How's that? Is that better? That's it, isn't it? Right, let's trim off the top for that tassel, because I don't want that bit sticking out there, do I? Looking all tatty and messy. That's not what we're wanting to do at all. Right, there we go. So that's our tassely bit. Whoopsie daisy. Oh, I do like that. I'll show you how to do one of these actually in another video. I'm not going to show you today, but I will show you in another video. Now I'm going to pop on there, I think I'm just going to pop one of our metal rimmed pearls. Just to, oh, I just headbutted the camera. Whoa. Will that go on there? Should we put that on there, do you think? What do you reckon? I did think of putting a flower on, you see, but because it's ice cream, I thought, ice cream, flower, ice cream, don't know. Or should we just go with one of these? Oh, somebody tell me what to do. I can't make a decision today, can I? What do you think? Maybe I should do a vote. Maybe I should just pause the video and run a vote, and then you can decide which one you want. I'm going to go with one of them. That's what I'm going to do. Let me get my tassel and everything back in the right place. Now this is how you stick these on to make it easier. All right, peel off one sticky side, line it up where you want it to be. Whoops, hang on, let me just turn that round a bit. Line up where you want it to go, stick it down nice and firm, then pull off the other side of the sticky from that side and open it out. And it actually becomes nice and easy that way. Just need to stick that down that side. Now, like I've said, if you're going to put it in the post, you may find a little bit tricky because of the height that you've got. Oh, it's come off. Look, it's because it's I tried to stick it on the ribbon, didn't I? Oh my word, it's all going wrong. It's all going wrong. Everything's going wrong. It's because we're making it up as I'm going along, aren't I? Oh dear. Let's put some glue dots on there instead. Much stronger. Much more likely to hold it in place as well, because I'm sticking it onto the ribbon, which is not helping, is it? If I stuck it straight onto the paper, we'd be absolutely fine, but because it's gone onto the ribbon, it doesn't want to stay there. Right, let's do that again. Okay, put that there, push that down there, and then we'll put that on there. There we go. There, now stay stuck this time, please, Mr. Honeycomb Embellishment. Don't start popping off again, if you don't mind. That's it. That's better, isn't it? Look, stuck now. Right, okay, let's move all these out of the way. So, ta-da! What else do you think we need? Well, we need to stick it to the card. Duh. Yes, I know that, but we need... What should we put on there? Should we have happy birthday? Because this one I did for you, didn't I? I just had to stop the video there because I got myself in a bit of a muddle and I couldn't find the stamp block, and oh dear. You know when you're trying to talk and do something that doesn't actually relate to what you're talking about? Not a good idea. You get yourself in a bit of a pickle. Right, we are going to be using Birthday Blooms because this is the stamp set that actually matches the birthday bouquet paper. Isn't that clever? Stamp set matching paper, paper matching stamp set. See, you cannot go wrong. It just makes life so much easier, doesn't it? Right, I'm going to do happiest of birthdays to you. So let me just move that over there a minute. Right, I've already mounted on my block. What block have I got here? C block I've put it on. And I'm going to use soft suede because soft suede is one of the coordinating colours that matches. And I've cut myself just a strip of card that measures 1.5 inches wide. I just cut it off the end of a standard bit of UK A4, so it's actually 8.8 1/4 long at the moment, but it's not going to stay that long, so don't take too much notice of that measurement. What I'm actually going to do, using my triple banner punch, I'm going to punch the end off. Do I line that up? Yeah. And then I can see how wide I want it to go. You see, I want it kind of about there. So what I'm going to do is ink up by stamp. Oh, got a bit of ribbon left over on that. Ink up by stamp. And then I can see now roughly where I want it. So that is going to be virtually the width of my stamp that I'm wanting on the end there. So let me just move that out of the way. I can line this up. So I want to go near enough to the end There we go. It's a little bit wonky, isn't it? That's because I'm looking at a funny angle. Mind you, it looks quite nice, doesn't it? Because of the way the fonts go. Oh, I don't know. That's actually quite cute. Yeah. See, sometimes these mistakes turn into deliberate mistakes. So really don't worry if you do one. Now that, you see, if I put that at an angle now, it looks like I've done it on purpose, doesn't it? And the person that I give it to, they're going to be none the wiser. Yay! Right. Oh dear. How to cover up your mistakes the easy way. Right, let's pop some dimensionals on the back. Like that. Now I'm going to put it at an angle, and as you've probably realised, I've still kept it quite long at the moment. That's because I don't want to trim it until I know where I need to be trimming it, basically. So I'm going to do it there, like that. See, now if I turn over, I can see where I need to trim. Clever, huh? Whoa. Just smash up the room. Right, let's just trim that off. You could, if you wanted to, just fold that round. I don't suppose it would really matter. The only thing is, if you've got dimensionals like I have, if you put the dimensionals in there and then you fold it round, obviously you're going to flatten it a bit. But can you see how effective that looks? How to cover up your own mistakes. Because no matter what anybody says, you make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. That's just life, isn't it? Right. Now I'm going to stick it onto my card. Now obviously I need to be a bit careful of my honeycomb embellishment there, so I just need to watch where I'm sticking my dimensionals to make sure that I don't end up actually sticking it on the wrong bit and flattening it. Right, I'm actually going to put a few of these on because it's quite a big card base, this one. Oh, come off. So let's make sure we've got plenty on there, because the whole beauty of this card is that obviously it pops, doesn't it? Pops out at you. It looks really good because it's popping out. Right, there we go. Now, when you line up a card and you've got dimensionals, it's not the easiest thing to do. So what I suggest is that you take off some at one end, either end, doesn't matter which end you go for, but just take off some at one end to start with. Then the bits that are still covered up, see these aren't sticky yet, you can use those to line up. And then once you've lined your card up to where you actually want it to be, excuse my head if it suddenly appears, I can't see what I'm doing. Actually, let me stand up and look through the camera. That'll be a bit more sensible, wouldn't it? I think that's straight, isn't it? Considering how wonky we were earlier, we've actually got quite straight now. Yeah. Right, so I've lined up this end, so I know that this end is okay. So I can stick down that end. And now if I carefully hold that back, I can then peel off the rest of these dimensionals. And that's one of the great things about dimensionals. The backing is so easy to get off. Oh, makes my life much easier. I do like my dimensionals. It's one of those things you look at and you think, oh, are they really worth the money? But oh my goodness, are they worth the money? There we go. There, you see, so now I can stick it all down and I'm in the right place. How's that? Oh, doesn't that look lovely? Whoops, I just pulled one of my little sequins off the bottom. Never mind, it's only a little one. You could pop a little bit of glue at the bottom of that if you're worried about them falling off. They don't fall off though, it's just because I pulled it. Oh, doesn't that look nice? Oh, I'm really pleased with that. I think that looks really lovely. Now on my other one, oops, when I did my other one, I actually put a panel inside the card and I used the stamp set to stamp it. Can you just see that pretty rose? It's like a briar rose, isn't it? It's lovely. So that matches the flower on the outside. But this one, because I've actually used the ice cream, I haven't got a stamp set that matches the ice cream. But dun, 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 coming up in the celebration brochure, which is due out on the 5th of September, 5th of January, which is when all of these yummy products are available, there is, hang on, I can't actually show you inside the brochure yet. I can't even show you the outside of the brochure either because I can't find it. Rustle, rustle, rustle through the papers. No. Oh, where's it gone? Hang on, let me get another one out the cupboard. A minute. I just got to zoom across the room. Zoom across the room. Oh, there we go. In the celebration brochure, you can see it. Oh, actually, let me just check what page it's on. I can't show the inside yet either, which is really annoying, I know, because you're probably thinking, oh, for goodness sake, what difference does it make? We're not allowed, I'm afraid, we're not allowed. Right, there is a stamp set called Honeycomb Happiness, and it's on page 15. I haven't got it yet, it's not come through because I'm waiting for my order to be delivered. But you can just see on the front there, can you see that ice cream? Look at that. Perfect stamp to stamp inside your card because it matches the ice cream. You see, everything in the celebration brochure is designed to coordinate with products in the new catalogue. So you spend £45, you can choose anything in here absolutely free, and you get one product in this booklet per £45 you spend. So if you spend 90, of course you get 2 free products. Spend 180, you get 4 free products. Plus, if you spend 180, you actually get Stampin' rewards as well. So you'd get 4 free products. You'd get, what, £18 worth of Stampin' rewards, so you could get yourself another stamp set. Wow, it goes on and on and on. This is the thing with Stampin' Up, you see. The more you spend, the more you get. I love it. So grab yourself that stamp set, which was called, what was it called? Hang on. Honeycomb Happiness. Should have guessed really. Look, it's the honeycomb, isn't it? And then you have the perfect one to stamp inside your card so that you can carry on your theme inside the card. How gorgeous is that? There you go. So we now have 2 cards with these lovely folds on the front. So you can see both sides of this gorgeous, gorgeous paper. 2 different designs, one flowery, one ice creamy. This one you could really use for anything because it just says for you. This one obviously is for a birthday. So you've covered everything you need. How good's that? Right, so I'm going to go now because my neighbour is drilling again and it's getting louder and louder. So I'm thinking they're actually coming sort of towards my house a little bit with the drill. But I will see you again very soon. All the products that I've used to make these cards are going to be on my website. The link for the blog post that goes with this you will see in the bump just underneath my video. And if there's anything on there you want to order, just give me a shout. And don't forget, every £45 you spend, you get a freebie. So well worth going for. I will see you again very soon. Bye for now.